all right. Let's get it on. Hey, Sherry. How you doing, sister? All right, all right. I don't know where I got that. All right, all right. First thing coming up, Sherry, is a couple of things here. Yeah. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3, the Education Advocacy Station. I'm Patrice Gibbs, your third eye optometrist. All right, all right. Hope that you're ready to get your eye open. I got something for you, as always do. You know, I'm gonna start with this. I think I got this from my Facebook cousin Sherry. You know, the more chances you give someone, the less respect they'll start to have for you. They'll begin to ignore the standards that you set because they'll know another chance will always be given. They're not afraid to lose you because they know no matter what, you won't walk away. They get comfortable with depending on your forgiveness. Never let a person get comfortable disrespecting you. Let me tell you something. I will rather adjust to your absence than adjust the boundaries of my respect. Excuse me, y'all. Hey, you know, one of the things that I've noticed, and it's not just so for the Trumpsters, but conspiracy theorists and this, that, and the other, they act like wearing a mask is going to suck their soul out of them or something. You ever heard of better safe than sorry? Damn. I see some people, I mean, they get in the store, want to fight, they got to be thrown off of airplanes, and worse, they will commit acts of violence rather than put that damn mask on. I don't care where you stand on the mask debate. If a business requires you to wear a mask, you have two choices: wear or take your business somewhere else. Pretty simple. And if you decide to berate an employee because a business asks you to wear a mask, you're an ass. Left word off of that. That employee is there to earn a day's wage so they can put food on their table and keep a roof over their head. They don't set the company policy. And you are not being a rebel when you treat them like crap and ignore the request because you're being an idiot. Better safe than sorry. It's not that hard. The mask is not going to suck your soul out. You are not going to catch carbon monoxide poisoning because we breathe out carbon. Cut the silly crap. My God. Go ahead, man. All right, all right. Moving right along. Oh yeah, I got my notes today. I got my stuff today. Last week, my printer was out. Half the stuff I couldn't see. And guess what? We still kept it moving. That's what we do over here on WHGE 95.3 FM. Little history here. Little criticism. Many of you, I'm sure, have heard of the Moors. Did you know the Moors? I'm not talking about the Moor Science Temple. I'm talking about the Moors in ancient Europe. From 700 to 1400s. They ruled Southern Europe for 700 years. Came in 711. That's why Europeans say thank God for 711, because the Moors civilized them for the third time. But did you know the Moors, who were run out of Europe in the 1400s, they assisted the whites of Europe in conquering blacks? Because their biggest claim to fame, is what I just mentioned, is that they went to Spain and encountered dirty people who did not take baths. The Moors then proceeded to have so much sex with them that they browned the complexion of the Mediterranean. They openly brag about their mulatto offspring's alleged rise to higher ranks in European society. They also prided themselves with assisting Cristobal Colon, navigate his reign of terror between the two worlds. They further brag about, and now I'm talking about the Moorish Science Temple, they brag about who for some reason think they're related to the Moors of North Africa and Southern Europe. They claim kinship to these people. And then they want to brag about the treaties of friendship and camaraderie that they have with whites and actively implore whites to honor these treaties. A little known fact is that the Moors helped whites conquer and colonize black populations in Africa. Many of you did not know that. Yeah, we take pride in some of the Moors' accomplishments when they conquered and civilized Southern Europe. But see, what you have to understand is they were in Europe for 700 years. And when they were chased out and they returned to Africa, they had no sentimental feeling, no love for Africa because they had been in Europe so long. And when they came back, they waged war on the empires of Sangay, Ghana, Mauritania. And they assisted the Arab and the European in conquering these lands, which is why Northern Africa is Arab now, has been for centuries. But they assisted in that. So when people talk about the trade, the slave trade, and they talk about blacks selling other blacks into slavery, be sure you know exactly what black people they're talking about. The Open Eye and Patrice Gibbs, giving you a little history here. Because we know what's been going on with the investigations and the corruption that went on behind January 6th, the white supremacy insurrection on the US Capitol. Now, Marine combat veteran, Representative Ruben Lego, Democrat of Arizona, is calling for the government to strip the benefits of military veterans and retirees who participated in the storming of the US Capitol on January 6th. You damn right. You damn right. Strip them of their benefits because they're traitors, insurrectionists, have no business being supported by the US government. You know, last week, and I'm gonna go in further on this later in the show. Was it last week? I think it was. It may have been the week before. I spoke about the founding fathers and what monsters they were, slave traders, rapists, and what have you. Their defenders always use the excuse that, well, you have to understand that they were men of their time. Well, excusing bigotry of the past as a product of their time disrespects and erases those who fought against the bigotry while also living in that time. Historical error is no excuse for white supremacy, bigotry, and racism. Don't get it mixed. I don't care what period of history you're in. If you're an evil racist bastard, you're an evil racist bastard in 1776 or in 2021. It's the same thing. Still. Wait a minute. Yeah. The Open Eye is brought to you by the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, founders and builders of the Pearl Center, the Veteran Specific Apartment Building, DCHV, Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, changing veterans' lives all over Delaware.
The views and opinions expressed on Open Eye are those of the host, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
WHGE 95.3 FM. That's right. I'm the one giving this information. Don't give me no stuff. Good morning, Vaughn. What's up, brother? I was informed by our station manager that there was an art gallery that's in the Black community that was broken into, and some very valuable works of art were stolen. If you have any information on this that leads to the return of that artwork and the arrest of the perpetrators, WHGE will pay a reward of up to $500. Help us police our own community. Okay. All right, all right. You know, one of the things that goes on in DC, and I know many of you heard of it, is the filibuster. Okay, now the filibuster is used to block the opponent, whichever whether he's Democrat or Republican. It's usually used mostly by conservatives and Republicans, but it's used to block a bill from getting voted on. It is a practice and product of conservative white supremacy. The Jim Crow filibuster used during the 1920s to block anti-lynching legislation. It was used to block anti-lynching legislation. It was used in the 1960s to block civil rights legislation. You know, I'll tell you something. Have you ever seen Mr. Smith Goes to Washington? There's a classic movie made in the 30s starring Jimmy Stewart. I think he may have won an Oscar for it, was nominated for an Oscar for it. It was one of his best known roles. And what was the gist of the story was that he was unjustly accused of corruption. And he filibustered on the Senate floor of the US government until he passed out. And it made filibustering look heroic. Pay attention to the propaganda. See, it's crap. Great movie, enjoy it, very enjoyable movie. Makes a real hero of Mr. Smith going to Washington. Well, remember what the filibuster is about. And it's being used in 2021 to block racial justice and voting rights legislation. How is anyone okay with this? It's ridiculous. You know, one of the things, I say that too much. I'm going to remove that from my conversation, from my vocabulary, from my lexicon. You know, it's all good though. One of the things that comes up with disparities in the justice system is the difference between those with white privilege are treated as opposed to Black citizens. Case in point, happened a few years ago. Young white man named Brock Turner. Brock Turner raped the girl behind the dumpster. College student. He was caught by two young men who chased him and tackled him. The scene horrified them so much one of the men cried as he described what Brock was doing to the unconscious woman. This woman was drunk and unconscious, and Brock was raping her. Brock was found guilty and given a 6-month sentence. Because according to the judge, he was really a good athlete, and a longer sentence might have had a severe impact on him. Let me say that again so that sinks in. Brock Turner was a really good athlete, and 6 months in prison may have severely impacted his athleticism. That's white privilege at its most evil. To give this rapist a 6-month sentence for stealing that young lady's humanity is evil in itself. 6 months for rape. When you see Black people get pulled over for a phony traffic violation, shot and killed. I watched a video yesterday. This guy was pulled over by a white male cop, one of these race soldiers. And he was pulled over for BS. Something about his tinted windows were too dark, and he didn't use his turn signal or some crap. And he told the race soldier that he had already been ticketed for this situation. Now, there was a female race soldier who was taking a really aggressive stance, which the driver couldn't help but notice. And he pointed out to her how history repeats itself. And she was behaving like a Nazi. Boy, she didn't like that. Now, when the male race soldier came back to the car, after he was getting ready to let the guy go, she wasn't happy with that. Now, one of the things before the first race soldier went to check his license or whatever, he told him that he was a registered gun owner and that he had a gun in his trunk. He informed him of that when he was asked if there were weapons in the car. This female race soldier used that as an excuse to try to escalate the situation. Now she needed to look in the trunk. What it was, she was upset that her aggressiveness and hostility and bigotry was called out. But now she's telling the other cop, yeah, we need to look in the trunk to see about this gun, this, that, and the other, and he called me a Nazi, which she was. So now the other race soldier tells him, well, we're gonna have to look into this, maybe we need you to step out the car. And he said, for what? For what? I gave you all my, my license, registration, everything straight. I'm not on probation or parole. I've done nothing illegal. The reason for stopping me for my dark tinted windows, I already pointed out that I've already been ticketed for that. So what do? The female pulls her gun out and points it at his head. And then she tells him he needs to calm down. And this dude's voice was calm and direct. See, that's one of the tricks they use. No matter how calm you are, they tell you to calm down. You need to calm down. Which is something that, they always do. Calm down, calm down. Give me a second here. I'd like to take a little short break. I'm Patrice Gibbs. This is Open Eye. What up, what up? Excuse me, y'all. I had to go let my boy in. They locked him out.
They say, yeah, we do extra.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. All right. Excuse me, y'all. Live radio. Yo, you never know what's going to happen on live radio. That's weird. Well, somebody locked my boy out. You leave the door open for my brother, for my partner in consciousness, Nsoromma. He getting set up as he gets in here, getting his ducks in a row and what have you. As in the meantime, while I'm waiting for him to keep it moving here. Now, I'm gonna start off like this before I get into this next topic here. All right. Remember what Dr. Clark told us. We have no friends. We as Black people have no friends. And we owe no one anything. Behind the way we've been treated, we don't owe anybody a damn thing except an ass whooping for the oppression and bigotry that we've suffered. That's all we owe anybody. All right. The narrative concerning race relations over the past couple of weeks has been this mess about Black people attacking Asians. Now, there may have been about 3 incidents, but according to the mainstream press, this was something that was going on, like crazy in between the Black and Asian community. That Black people were nationwide on a mission to attack Asian people. Now, there were 3 major incidents between Blacks and Asians in the past month or so. But to hear the mainstream press tell it, especially, Asian reporters in Northern California, you would think that Black people nationwide had declared war on Asian people. I'm not saying we should, but I'm saying, considering the disrespect that some Asian merchants in our neighborhoods had treated our people with, it would not be surprising if that was the case, but it's not. So while the mainstream press has been busy pushing this narrative about how racist Black people are, some white supremacists stepped up and said, hold my beer, let me show you racism. Robert Aaron Long shot and killed 8 people, 6 of which were Asian, and was arrested without incident. They didn't shoot him even though he was armed and dangerous and had just slaughtered people all over Atlanta. They didn't beat the life out of him, what y'all seen police do to non-Black school children. This is a grown-ass man. They didn't choke him to death like they did Eric Garner or George Floyd. See, all we want is to be treated as Black people, unarmed, like you treat white men who just slaughtered people. Is that too much to ask, brother?
Good morning.
Good morning, Nsoromma. How you doing, brother? Yeah, I'm going in.
This news was good.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. I was listening to you come in, man. Well, why you so angry, bro? Oh, well, why? Why you so angry, bro?
Oh, you know what? I got a right to be hostile. My people being persecuted.
I mean, okay. And now how you can't argue your way through fixing the situation. You have to come up with a
solution. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
see, I use that anger.
We need that together.
Yeah.
It gotta be together.
Yeah.
It gotta go together. It'll be one-sided. It'll just be the same thing on the other end.
I feel you.
It's a fixed thing that we need to do. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what? And I understand what you're saying. But here's the thing, Stokely Carmichael said. You cannot appeal to someone's morality who has no morality.
But that ain't the people that we going for.
Oh, who are the people we going for?
We're going to the people that has sense enough and has morality. We're going for the people that want to change just like we want.
Yeah.
We want the people that can make the difference, because the people with no morality has no morality.
This is
they
true.
don't even care about themselves.
Right.
So that's what we have to understand as brothers and people with minds to know better. And that's who we should be attacking and who we should be luring in and making understand that what this program about, where our program lies with the history we got, with what we've been going through. Yeah, we angry, I'm upset. I just got pulled over the other day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I get pulled over in a certain cars I'm in.
Oh yeah. Because you got a nice
car. Car that this much, you don't get pulled over that much.
Right.
You have a car this much, or a hoopty, you get pulled over all the time.
Right.
So I mean, it's the look that makes this society run, and the actions that make it run.
Yeah.
So it's about us, giving them this information and giving them solutions or preventions,
of course,
the way to stop this situation from happening again.
Right.
You know what
Let
I'm
me
saying?
tell you about anger. Right. That energy I use, one, to wake people up.
Almost definitely.
Okay. Two, that energy is something that I focus and channel into solutions.
Okay.
Now, when the rise of Black Lives Matter,
right,
you got that All Lives Matter, and of course you got the police coming out with Blue Lives Matter. Blue Blue Lives Matter. What the hell are y'all, Smurfs? What you mean blue? Anyway.
But like you said, who's controlling this propaganda, this media?
Right.
We're smarter than their little teeny, wrenches that they throw in the engine that we're trying to get running. You know what I'm saying? So we know that.
Right.
So we ain't even gonna deal and talk about that because we know that that's their plan to do anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
on the other side of that.
In support of that, like I always say, I don't debate white supremacists.
Are they what they are?
Yeah, and I don't debate
what
handkerchief is, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because of what I always say about Harriet Tubman. I'm not going to debate people that Harriet Tubman would have shot.
But now,
it was a waste of time.
Hey, DMX said something real slick. He's like, okay, you gotta really let the people be who they are.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. When you let the people be who they are, and the dude was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" You know what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta let a snake be a snake. You know what I'm saying? You gotta dog be a dog. Giraffe be a giraffe. You know what I'm saying? You gotta a gorilla be a gorilla. You gotta let people who they be a thief be a thief. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And your best DMX voice.
Right. So, and that's what we gotta. It's not about changing people. It's about making people have their own conclusion about the information we giving them and make them feel either they're bad about it because they found out that they were part of it and it happened to humanity. You know what I'm saying? It's like that.
And I understand what you're saying, but always realize
situation for the 400 years that was for the pain that we go through.
Right.
Whereas though all of this time we should have had our own or been in fighting position to fight for our own. We haven't been even standing up for ourselves to be able to build our own stuff, but yet complaining about being stumped on and pushed around. I mean, we just gotta really get it together with ourselves first.
That we do. You know what? Like I said, for one thing, of course, you know me, I'm passionate about the plight of our people. That's
Most
one.
definitely.
And like James Baldwin said, to be conscious and to be aware of our history and our current situation as a Black person will put you in a place of really perpetual anger. It's what you do with that anger that matters. If that anger just puts you in a place where you're just constantly hostile and not bringing or seeking solutions or bringing education to the people, that anger, it can consume you. And it has consumed some of our people.
But that's what they build this whole economy around. If I'm dealing with you as an angry man, and I got an angry law, you can't raise your voice above 10 octaves talking to me. Okay, if I say, excuse me, sir, calm down, and you ain't calming down, I can write you a ticket and give you that. And if you argue about that ticket, I'm just taking you down. That's my job. My job is to get these angry people to work on going to jail themselves.
Oh yeah, but if you see the cops' job when they're dealing with Black people, you would think that their job was to escalate the situation. I mean, that's not their job. They're supposed to bring the situation down.
But it's that we know what they're supposed to do compared to what they do.
Oh yeah,
because we are their product to run this society. We were the first product sold. So it was through the legal law system of the being a legal way to operate slavery in the world today through the prison system. So that's how it's going. The escalation is from the anger they know we already got for it.
And you know what? This is why I say, when you get pulled over by the cops, understand that you are now behind enemy lines. Their job is, like you said, to escalate the situation. Your job is to go home. Okay? When I was talking about the brother that got pulled over and the white race soldier, the white female cop, pulled her gun out on him and tried to escalate the situation. See, he was totally in the right, within his rights. But here's where he made the mistake. He really had no reason to discuss anything with this female cop. And that's where he made a mistake when he called her a Nazi and expressed his political views on their behavior. See, he really didn't need to do that, and he should not have done that. That just gave her the excuse to employ the hostility that she already had as soon as she saw a black man. See, the thing is, like I said, don't be no hero sitting there with the cop because you're behind enemy lines. Your job is to go home. So if they're pulling up on you and this, that, and the other, you know, with some false this, that, and the other, okay, settle that thing in court. Get your lawyer. And listen to what those two Jewish lawyers said online. Cops pull you over, shut the F up.
I mean, and then that's not cooperating with the police. Just, I mean, it's laws to everything. It's contradictions to everything. That's the design and the manipulation of the strategic system that they got put in place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it's just that they're so strategic that they already thought about what we're saying.
Oh yeah, but you have the right to remain silent.
Right. So it's just
employ that right more than any other right.
Right. And that's how it is. Don't be angry when you say, I plead the fifth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you can be hostile sounding, like, but you're a nice guy.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, you're a nice person. Anybody, you'll give that racist, if he ain't showing you the racism that he has, the shirt off your back. And he can be a racist, but as long as he don't show it to you at that point, and you don't know that that's him,
right,
you will give him your shirt off your back if it was a situation that you caused for that.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's understanding that racism is just only the way that particular person feel, and it's messed up that the world that's
like
controlling everything and the people that's in the major positions has that type of feeling for us as people in humanity, when we some of the most creative and blessed and honest and helpful people that's on the planet.
This is a fact, Jack. Let's get back to this treatment and this white privilege. Remember Dylan Roof? He killed 9 people in church. Cops bought him some Burger King. Yeah. Kyle Rittenhouse. Cops gave him some water. He killed 2 people, injured another, walks away. The Atlanta shooter kills 8 people. Cops said he was having a bad day. Well, you having one hell of a bad day. You out there and killed 8 people. Nothing like being the white killers in the white place at the white time.
And get a white book written.
And get a white book written.
I mean, it's messy.
Yeah.
And it's to the 10th power.
Oh,
you know
big
what I'm
time.
saying? So I
Big
mean,
time.
it's a crazy America.
Now I want to move on to these voter suppression bills that are being passed throughout the nation in Republican-controlled states. See, Republicans don't have any policies that's going to actually benefit anyone. So in order to win, they have to cheat. If you don't have attractive policies and you can't bring that to the people, they have no reason to vote for you, so they cheat. Unless your policy, which is attractive to white supremacists, unless you straight up that your policy is to keep anybody down that's not white.
Right.
You ain't nobody voting for your racist ass. And 16 years ago, Georgia Republicans passed the no excuse absentee voting, arguing it was more secure. Now, because young black voters are using it, they suddenly declared it fraudulent. See, the Republicans' problem isn't with absentee ballots. It's with black people voting. That's the problem. Now, they always talking about all this voter fraud going on. Oh, we found the voter fraud. We sure as hell did. And it's the Republicans. Case in point, former Miami State Senator Frank Artiles has been arrested on felony election fraud for running a sham candidate. That's where the fraud is. The fraud is with these racist, white supremacists in office pulling the voter fraud, trying to keep votes suppressed from anyone that disagrees with them. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh. I gotta go back to this thing with the Asian people being killed. Okay. Something I've noticed.
What?
Is that we have a lot. See, this is the thing. We're righteous people, and we got a lot of black people out here, want to join forces with the Asians and stop the bigotry, stop killing Asian people. Did y'all forget what happened when the coronavirus over in China and black people, Africans got blamed for that, disrespected?
They got put out of their hotels, restaurants, they got beat in the street. I mean, they never see and really understand the pain that we go through because they think we supposed to go through it. They act like we're the race that, they supposed to be in pain. They're supposed to be beat up. You know what I'm saying? No fuck.
You got these Asians that are white supremacist surrogates. And now we got black people running around talking about, don't be up on the Asian people. Okay? Remember how you're treated when you go in some of these Asian stores in your neighborhood. You're viewed as a threat. But they're taking the money, see, they're bloodsuckers. They're sucking the money out your neighborhood and taking it to another part of the town. Malcolm X, 1964. And I said we got to be smarter than that. All this time that Malcolm X said that from all that time ago, we haven't learned anything and applied any of the information that we got from him as a people for ourselves. No. So we can't blame that on other people. We have to only blame that on our community itself not wanting to come in togetherness. You know what I'm saying? But know who your adversary is. We know that from the hickeys that you get when the police pull you over. From the way you get treated when you go in the store and want a sandwich and they grab your sandwich with their straight hand and don't care and act like you're going to eat it. I mean, it's certain things that we do and see that I won't put up with because I'm a different kind of, I'm cut from a different cloth. But this generation that we have now is okay with a lot of these things that we're saying because the media and TV and videos is making it a not so hurtful thing when you see it happening all the time. You seeing a black person get killed, he got killed, and then you see a white baby get killed. It's like, whoa, you can't believe that he killed the white. You know what I'm saying? So it's so deep. This is mental and psychological thing that we're dealing with, and we're here on the radio, and that's what we're connecting with right now. So that's what we have to attack all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? To really make it a change and make us be the change. That's right. And you have to understand what you're doing with. Because like you were saying, and like I was saying about the hostility. Right. Okay. Stop financing your own oppression. Right. Okay. Stop going to the Asian hair supply store where you're accused of being a thief. Right. Stop going to the nail salon where if they mess up your nails, then they want to bring what's their name, Bolo out to beat on you. Not only that, one of my buddies went to the feet place and they nicked his feet and it blew up and got infected or whatever. And he really couldn't even sue them because they didn't have the proper insurance to be running their organization. To begin with, it's just like you got to know the people and the things you're dealing with. It's serious. It is. Which made me so mad when I saw. This woman was disrespected in one of these Asian nails. No, it was a hair supply store. Right. And some brothers went down there to shut that thing down and tell people not to go in there. And a group of black women came running up on them, talking about get out the way. They got 50% off on their hair supplies. Yeah, that was sickening. That was sickening.
That's. I mean, if you can get them to turn against each other, they create their own war. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's just a chess game, and we don't even know as a black people that we play in a chess game.
How about that?
And a lot of us don't even know how to play chess. So we don't even know the proper moves to take. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it hurts. It's like heart wrenching hurt that this is being done to us, but we really have to wake up, and it starts individually. Like I was telling you, man.
That's a fact.
Each one of us have to wake up. Each bang, 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 like that, like the virus.
Nsoromma on WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yeah. Son, yo, me say, what's up? Bill, Ford, what's good? Hey, yo, thanks for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm here now. I'm always, how far I live. Hey, what time I just got in? Come on, man, quit playing, yo. Bill, what's good? You get the car fixed?
Center for Homeless Vets is proud to announce homeless veterans youth integration program and incarcerated veteran transition program.
Yeah, our program moving along, bro. Our program for homeless, for incarcerated veterans. Oh yeah, now the prisons is called.
Come back in the city like it's supposed to.
Yeah. That's a good commercial about now. We're talk.
Contact the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets at cchb.org or call our office at 691-7411. That's 302-691-7411. Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, changing veterans' lives all over Delaware.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the open eye with Nsoromma, our intellectual surgeon. Patrice Gibbs, your third or high optometrist. Let me tell you something. Millie Fuller tells us, if you don't understand global white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. Global white supremacy has a plan for Black people. Their plan is to exploit us. If they can't exploit us, they will enslave us. If they can't enslave us, they will kill us. Whether walking while Black or shopping while Black or in distress while Black, there are those who will not recognize your humanity, but will criminalize your Blackness, and this can cost you your life. Okay? Yeah. Criminalize your Blackness. Now,
I did the story, not to cut you off. You had did a story one time about how, you have particularly this particular day, when I was already feeling down, and you had went and to go have some business somewhere, and you were going in the building, and you ended up going in the elevator, and before you got in the elevator, it was already a white lady already standing in there. When you got in there, you said you went through a situation of a feeling that you came across. Explain that to me again. You remember that?
Was it she clutched her pocketbook up when I got on the elevator? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I think that is it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to jump back off the elevator because I didn't feel like dealing with that crap. Because if I had snatched her pocketbook, where in the hell was I going on the up elevator? I'm on the elevator, we're going up, and this lady stands up there and clutches up her pocketbook. And I'm like, what the hell? I started to jump and say, "Hey!" just to scare the hell out of her.
What? That was a charge.
Oh, that would have been a charge. It would have been terroristic threatening or some crap.
Nah, this shit came out the elevator. He tried to
Scream.
do something to me, and
Yep.
and no questions would have been asked. You would have been beat to death, probably.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
And
Yeah.
I was saying in that scenario that if that was a white person, then would have the same. That's the racism
Mm-hmm.
that how far where these what's the girls Karens, these Karens,
These Karens,
right?
yeah.
That could have got you killed. That situation.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have did what you said.
Yeah.
Boom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
And it makes you think of this right here. Okay, because like you're saying, these Karens, but it's not just the Karens. I have a close relative of mine who got in a situation with a black woman. Okay,
Mhm.
he walked away from the situation.
Right,
She called the cops on him.
right.
She had no reason to call the cops on him. Now he won't have nothing to do with her because she knew damn well what can happen when you call the cops on a black man. She could have got him killed
Right,
on some falsehood.
right.
Now, getting to the way we're treated, racism in America just keeps trucking along, don't it? You're not too big on banks and what have you. I know that.
No, not really.
Not really.
You have to have something to work in their society.
Yeah, to
structure.
deal with the society, and
Right.
I feel I try to stay away from the bank myself.
Yeah, I mean, they force you into doing some of the things to make you participate, but
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Imagine you got money in the bank and you go to get something out, and the teller tells you, "I'm not comfortable giving you $1,000 of your money," because that's what happened.
I'm closing my account.
Oh, you could believe that. That's the end of my account there.
And then you go in the bank and they say, "Yo, we ain't letting you close your account out."
Then
what you gonna do?
We got a situation. I don't know if I got to go see my lawyer, but they're gonna give me my damn money.
But sir, in this fine baby writing right here that you can't see, give me the 15,000 microphone so you can see this right here. It was on this contract, Mr. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
This is what happened to a black woman. What was she in Connecticut? Now she is president and founder of Connecticut Parents Union, and she went to draw $1,000 from her own account, and teller said, "I'm not comfortable giving you $1,000 of your money out of this bank." See, oh man, it was Gwen Samuel was the sister's name.
wow.
She had a bank card, she had an ID card, she had plenty of money in the bank, and this white woman decided, "Nah, I don't like the color. I don't think I'm getting no money out of here." And she had to go to another bank to get the money. And like you said, what I'd have done, I'd have shut it down.
I would have took all my money out of this.
Oh yeah, with the
I
quickness.
definitely need to talk to your manager or somebody.
Yep. I need to talk to somebody in charge.
Right, and I'm gonna call the police because right now you're stealing and I need my money.
Yeah, you're withholding my money.
Right. I mean, but they thought she was the angry black woman,
Mhm.
a black man that we tend to be in certain situations, and
Yeah.
when the cops pull up, you better give me my money. I'm gonna you don't you know I can jump on this building.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we gotta learn to talk and communicate
Mm-hmm.
and not act like the jungle people that they think that we only are. You know what I'm saying?
That's word.
So, I mean,
Yeah. And we wind it down, bro. I want to get this question into you. Can whites be honorary blacks?
no.
I heard that. The notion is silly at best and problematic, even dangerous at worst. Silly because the rules of qualification are fast and loose, and there's no approval committee. Because we do have those amongst our people who want to name some white people honorary blacks. It don't go like that.
But what do you call an honorary black?
Well, let's give some examples. All right. Our people were crazy and silly when they declared Bill Clinton the first black president. Because why?
He got his thing done up under the table.
Well, one, he
his
wore
jazz
dark
player.
glasses. Yeah, he played jazz music on the sax.
No,
he
he's
smoked a
not
little
black. He's
weed.
not black. He's not
No.
black. That doesn't qualify.
That does not qualify him. Matter of fact, I take that as a damn insult.
Right.
I have a recording that just said that.
Because he's like the dude,
Right.
Whatever his activities are doesn't have.
Remember Robin Thicke?
Yeah.
The white
white
R&B
guy
singer
that stole Marvin Gaye's music.
that stole Marvin Gaye's music.
Right.
Yep.
What about it?
He is not an honorary black. I don't care what y'all say.
Listen, if they were black, they would get billy clubbed and beat upside the head by the police.
That's right.
That only speaks for itself,
Mhm.
and they would be treated just like black people are treated. So there's no honor in the way we're treated.
That's right.
If we ask a room full of white people, how many of y'all would trade your life in right now to be a black man?
Mhm.
None of them, I guarantee you, will raise their hand.
You got that right.
And their own mind is subconscious that they treat us messed up.
Mhm.
So not one of them raised their hand.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So it's a psychological thing, like I always say.
Mhm. And now let me tell you.
What?
How about Tina Marie?
It's Tina Marie. Now that's a different kind of. That was a whole different kind of era.
Yeah.
And everything. So.
Well, I'm gonna go back to another era.
And it'll be no.
Yeah, it'll still be no.
Not black, right?
That's right. It'll still be no.
Black and you're not black.
It doesn't matter.
We as the black people can't be honorary Mexican or honorary any other nationality.
That's
Asians,
right. And we ain't trying to be.
Right. I mean, be who you are. And
that's it.
And be the best at what it is. That
you might get some acceptance in the black community. Case in point, Dave Brubeck, the jazz performer, pianist, and what have you. Very much respected in the jazz world by black performers. And that's all well and good. But Dave Brubeck will tell you quick, or he would tell you quick. Because Dave Brubeck and his band was in 1960, Elvis Be Damned. The Dave Brubeck quartet was considered the hippest white boys in America. Dave Brubeck will tell you it doesn't matter how many black friends you have. It doesn't matter who you down with. It doesn't matter how tight your flow is on the mic or on the saxophone or the piano. It doesn't matter how many black people you heard say it. If you are white, you are not allowed to say the N-word. It's not funny. It does not make you hip. It will never make you one of us. Don't do it. Dave Brubeck says, really hip white people never have to deny being racist. Never have to tell you how many black friends they have, and they don't need a black past and are far too hip to ever say the N-word.
My question too. I had a question too on the last topic on all these people honorary. Do you think Chris Rock is an honorary white man?
Hell no, and I don't think we want to be.
No, I'm saying that's the comparison.
That's the comparison. I heard that.
There's no comparison at all when you say that, but. Sometimes we'll think it is. We'll give the benefit of the doubt, like you said. Tina Marie, all these people you were saying was make a black person pause and think about. No. You ask a white person, is Chris Rock an honorary white man?
No. But see, the thing is, you got to ask certain white people about certain black people, okay? And that is like, for instance, Candace Owens. Now, she is highly, quote unquote, accepted in the white community. But Candace Owens, the first time she says something or do something that is not in line with white supremacy, they will kick her to the curb. You can believe that. And she may not have to wait that long because she married a white dude. And I done seen plenty of these white dudes who marry black women. They just arrested one who killed his black wife and put her in the freezer for 2 damn years.
Wow.
This is the Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
I'm Nsoromma.
And like I always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority who treat you as an option. WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yo, what's good? Just finishing up. Yo, Meeks, what's good?
All right.
Thomas is pulling up.
Yes,
Yo,
indeed.
big ups. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Big ups. Big ups. Yeah,
All right. Big ups. Peace. Hope you learned something. Great discussion today, Nsoromma. Big ups. Big ups. And we will see you next week. Stay tuned for Timeless Times.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yo, I know you get busy all the time.
Y'all go with the soccer.